right, it's time to start the stream for tonight, as usual. Just gonna test if it's working. Looking good so far. All right. Let me just get some music. Totally forgot about that. What was that awesome mix that I got from Rocco last time? There we go. Master boot record. What was this? All right, let's just try this out. Yeah, it was pretty quiet in the last video. So I'm going to crank it up a little bit here and turn it down over here. Still figuring out the whole ideal streaming setup. Yeah, Rocco just put so many banging tracks down. Anyway, that's just background noise. I doubt anyone's going to comment. I'm not really doing any advertising or pushing this as hard as I can for people to know about. It all gets uploaded to YouTube anyway. Going to be exciting stuff to look at and boring stuff. So anyway, tonight, I'm just going to assume there's lots of people in the chat in case you're watching this later on in a YouTube video. So tonight, I'm going to be starting to implement the cover system on the bigger parts of the level that I built in the last two streams. So for anybody that's just tuning in right now, basically I've got like a Google map 3D file basically built from photogrammetry data, very low resolution, really bad, but I've used that to like kind of make a mock-up for a level because I'm not exactly a true level designer, and I want the game I'm working on to actually be based in real world locations for reasons that I don't want to disclose right now. So yeah, the problem we've got right now is that the AI system, the opponents that you play against, to say it in the simplest terms, they need cover to be able to navigate from one place to another. It might sound a bit weird, but you know, an AI has to be given a goal and a destination. Maybe I should move the microphone a little bit closer. I noticed it could be a bit far away. My bad if it was a bit too quiet. So basically, I'll just show that now. Here, let's just put this on maximized. So, all right. So if you can see it, these pinky purple rectangles there, they're cubes actually. They're colliders. They won't be visible in game. They're just there now because I need them to debug and look at stuff. So basically for the AI, these are all seen as potential pieces of cover. When it's picking destinations to go from one point to another and it's not in combat, it's gonna throw out a sphere, and I'll show all this in a minute, but I just want to give this little explanation. It's gonna throw out this like physics sphere. It's gonna put the physics sphere between itself and the end destination, which might be a place with loot or this or that. More on that later. And then it's going to pick a random point. And the reason I did this is because I don't want to have an AI which does exactly the same thing every single time, because that's predictable and, well, kind of boring, basically. So right now I've got this like little test level, this warehouse, as you can see here. Just please ignore the graphical glitches with the shadows and stuff. I've been doing some shader work today and that totally botched up. As you can see, it's a bit glitchy, but that's okay. So basically, you know, where the soldier looks, if he can see the piece of scenery, it becomes solid, and if not, it becomes kind of opaque. But the thing we've got going is that if he hasn't seen a piece of scenery before, or if a soldier from a squad hasn't seen a piece of scenery, then it's just actually not visible. So as you can see here in the start, nothing in the level is visible. The colliders are there for debugging. If I now turn here, the things that have been seen are now shown, and you know, if he's going to walk past there, for example, you know, it's not visible to him anymore. That's why it gets this opaqueness. And this is, I've found it quite a useful tool to like communicate to the player, like what is it that they're looking at. So like here, when they aim or don't aim, when they don't aim, they've got a wider field of view. When they aim, they've got a narrower field of view. I've been talking with my friend from the demo scene, LJ, about how to communicate what's visible to each soldier with a shader, which would just basically be the same as like a flashlight, basically. So the idea that I would have is that, you know, parts of the level that are inside of a soldier's field of view are a normal color, and the parts outside of it are a kind of grayscale, basically. And I had like an arc which was rendered and stuff like that, but I've got it turned off for now. I don't know why. So basically, you know, this is the test level that I was using. So this is me controlling the player right now, the soldier. You know, there can be more than one. To hell of it, I'm just going to be showing a little basic rundown of some of the stuff of the game, I suppose. I'm going to go here to the squad manager script. So I'm going to put it on 3. If you see any bugs, well, that's not a surprise. It's work in progress, so we call it game development. So yeah, here I've got 3 soldiers, you know, and I can tell them to go different ways, and you know, I can put them on aim, make them move in different ways. Basically, you know, this is nice. It works. So I've been working on the squad controls today, so I got a little bit broken and messed up right now with the lines and stuff like that. But that doesn't matter. I've been refactoring and cleaning up a lot of code. But basically, you know, it's this is it. This is like the basic framework for you being able to control units. So what I want to do today is, for the AI, which I'm going to show right now, I want it to be able to go from one place to another. So for my debug stuff, I have here like a loot location. Let's go to scene. That's that green sphere that you see there. It's literally the middle of it. So I'm going to move it over here. This is like the hard-coded destination for the AI right now on the map, with multiple loot locations depending on the AI personality. Is it like aggressive? Is it cautious or stealthy? It will plot a path over this massive map from location to location. And the cool part with that is that you're never going to have the same game twice. It's not that the AI is going to do these predictable things. Not at all, which is exactly what I'm going for. So anyway, I'm gonna go to the squad manager. I'm gonna turn off control by player, and I'm gonna put it on AI. And I'm gonna press. Let's put it on 2 for now, so it's just a bit easier to follow. And I'm gonna press play. And the first time, I'm just gonna let you see it run. If it didn't break anything, there we go. Without all the debug stuff. So. Here we can see, you know, they want to go to the middle of that green sphere, right? And you can already see they're not following exactly the same path. So whenever they reach their current destination, unless I missed one, which is unreachable, they then plot like a new direction and a new point. And I really like the system that I came up with. You know, once in a while they backtrack. That's okay. People in an FPS game do that as well. And now they're trying to get as close as possible to the center of this green sphere. So yeah, that's their goal right now, basically. So they're pretty much there. And basically the next part of the program would be, once they're inside of the sphere, if they see like a loot box, they're going to go up to it and open it like a player could, basically. So I think it's really interesting now to look at this in debug mode. And I'm going to put it on 1 soldier to make it a little bit easier to see. And let's put it on gizmos. Yeah, okay. Press play. Now let's see. I mean, some of this might not work. It's like, there we go. Okay, cool. So what you're looking at here is, okay, so when I pause it, then it goes back. Okay, so I'll just press play 1 or 2 times. So when it reaches the destination, it throws down another one of these like blue spheres. In Unity, it's called the physics overlap sphere. It then gets a list of all the colliders, which are classed as cover, and then it picks a random one of them, and then it plots a route, basically. So I can set the size of this If there's no available cover, it goes through a for loop and it makes the sphere bigger. This is just happening so fast on a per frame basis that you're just not going to be able to see it, basically. And still with debugging, I've still got 1 or 2 spots which I've not manually removed that the AI can't get to. And if it can't reach its destination, I didn't add a failsafe yet, it gets kind of stuck, basically. But that's okay, you know, it's all still work in progress. So the thing that I find really interesting about this is, like, if I'm gonna get the squad over here, let's get the squad manager. Where is it? There it is. No, sorry, squad manager X there. Okay, let's grab that for a minute. Still getting used to the update from Unity. So, you know, we're gonna move this like over here, and we're gonna move the green sphere like really over here now. Okay, and now I'm gonna put like 3 soldiers on. And that's just to show you how this can work, basically. So what you're looking at now is, you know, I don't know why that guy isn't walking. It's probably because he's intersecting with some scenery. Yeah, he's probably just clipping just through that thing there. I hope, at least. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so, you know, they're all off. They're walking. They're doing their thing. The red sphere that you see there is the sound level that they're generating. So if they would stop, the sphere would become small. That's the audio system for units hearing each other. I've not implemented it yet. But the main point I want you to see here is, you know, this is the route that they're taking right now. And they're all doing this separate from each other. There's no squad logic as of yet. Also because it's like, I don't feel like tackling that problem right now. I just want to get it to work, basically, with these like single autonomous soldiers, because it's like you could be playing against one of them, 2 or 3, and I'm just trying to treat them all as individual players. So, you know, that was the first route they took, and if I don't change anything now and I just press play again, they're probably going to take a different route. Similar, obviously, because they're going in that direction towards that thing, but you know, they're not all going to take the same route, basically. The white lines that you see here with these pulsating white circles, I've built a 3D visualizer with what point of cover are they heading towards, because sometimes when they get stuck and the point was low on the floor and in between scenery, I wouldn't be sure where it was that they were getting stuck, basically. So that's just like a visual debugging aid, basically. As you can see, this guy on the right, he's backtracking. It's a bit dumb that he's going there, but that's okay. It's all still work in progress. So yeah, as you can see, this is the basic cover system. So I'm not sure if this is going to break right now with what you're going to see, because I've been refactoring and changing a lot of stuff today. But let's say that I get a second squad. And the thing is, we want them to kind of like meet in the middle. So I'm going to get this thing here and like put it there. Where's this squad? There. Okay, so this could just like go horribly wrong, because the DAI is still very much a work in progress. It's like whack-a-mole with edge cases, so could go horribly wrong, but hey, it's a live stream. Everything doesn't have to go perfectly. So I'm going to press play, and you know, let's see what happens. So both AI squads now want to get to that middle point. Actually, this is a bad place to put it, because they're just going to meet each other like in a very dense area, and the level isn't really designed to be that dense. Let's put it here, see what happens then. So it's interesting because, you know, when I'm watching them play, they sometimes really do things I didn't want them to do. So as you can see, you know, that they're plotting their route towards the center of this this green sphere. These guys are taking a pretty direct route. Maybe they're going to go this way, the fuel tanks, who knows. And now they've got like line of sight on each other. They're shooting and attacking. Take all this with a pinch of salt, basically. They sometimes get stuck. I'm still working on the code and stuff, but yeah, there we go. So soldiers right now, one of the very last things that's got to be implemented is hearing, because they don't hear anything. So it's like in a normal shooter game. if you'd hear shots from your left, you know, you would know there's something to the left. And in this respect, these guys are just dumb. They don't know about that yet. So they have field of view, which shows there's the enemy. And if they take damage, they know from which direction that they were shot at from, basically. So let's just do it one more time, see how this goes. And I'm just going to put it on 1 versus 1. And I'm just going to turn the... Oh, let's leave it on 2 versus 2. And I'm just going to turn off the gizmos, because that makes it actually really kind of hard to see what's going on. So yeah, the thing is, the point of tonight's stream is all those like pinky, purpley blocks that you're seeing, you know, they're cover pieces where the destination gets plotted to, basically. They're used. And right now, the level that I've been building, that one guy's stuck, went a bit stupid. So those cover pieces have to go into the new level that I'm working on, which is completely and utterly different than this. This is like a warehouse. This is absolutely and utterly massive compared to the level that I'm working on, basically. So yeah, these guys should be backing off from each other. So that's a bug in the code. But anyway, so this is just like a little demonstration of the AI not working perfectly at all. But yeah, you know, so this cover system, I need to implement that basically in a big part. So that was enough rambling on. Let's take a look. So if I click here, we have this thing called a hiding spots holder. And this basically has these, let's just open this prefab. This basically just has these hiding spots on it. And you know, this is already a problem. This is the problem with manually building it. This one should not be active. It's not. Oh, I'm editing the prefab. That's silly. Okay, this is where I always get mixed up between being in scene view or the prefab view. Basically, let's just check this out. Actually, so I messed up with this one. So let's take a look. Let's run this fuel tank. This hiding spot is not reachable, so it needs to be disabled, basically. And if I look at this fuel tank, you know, you miss a few when you're doing this. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That one. So this is why I had that debugger. So I have a script which normally also checks if it's intersecting with anything, but I decided to turn this off. It was very difficult to get this right. There was edge cases where a cover would disappear, so I just decided to just do the stuff manually for now, because at the end of the day, that became quicker than trying to make the magic script, which is still solving level building and level design that hasn't even been finished yet. So I'm not going to optimize that right now. So basically, I need to add a huge amount of those like purple pinky cubes to the level. So it's the prefab of... You're going to have to rename this later. Hiding spot cell new. That's from like a old iteration of the game. I just didn't change it yet because I don't want to break everything. So I'm going to go to scenes. I think it's this one. I'll always find it eventually. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there we go. So there's the good old level that we were working on in the last 2 streams. So, you know, this is the thing. This is why I did everything I could with prefabs now. You know, this is a lot of work, but I think I should actually be able to get almost all of this done in like an hour, I think. I'm hoping, at least. Okay. By the way, the folk demo party, we're going to be going this year. First big demo party in, like, I don't know, since the world ended and shut down. Alright, so let's start with one of the easiest things, this C container. So it's called C container closed trick size. I'm going to open the prefab. And there's so much stuff to do with like fading out and stuff like that, but I'm going to do all of this in bits. So right now, I'm going to create an empty, and I'm going to call it the correct name now, cover spot holder. Okay. And actually do not want this as a prefab mode in context. Alright, so then I've got to open it, I think, down here. Cover, new, C container closed. trick size. All right, there we go. So as you can see, it's got the cover spot holder. And now what I'm going to do is go to cover new, and I'm going to pull in this one. Right, so let's just take a look at what's going on here for a minute. So first of all, I need to make sure that on the Z direction forward, that's always pointing out, like literally to the correct side. That's just got something to do with the way the code is written. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it up 0.5. And now this is the thing, right? It's like what you just saw with the small warehouse level. It's a really bad idea for me to just make this thing this long, because that's not how you would react in a firefight situation. You'd normally go towards one of the corners, okay? So basically what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to say put it on 1. Let's give it a height of, I think it was 0.5 as well. I'll check it again in a reference against something else. And this I know is like 0.1. So what I want to do now is just make sure that it's kind of like close by, but yeah, this is okay. And I'm just doing this by eye right now. So let me undo this. I'm going to put this on snapping on 0.5. Okay, so I'm going to move this over here. There we go. Orthogonal mode, and this always makes stuff disappear, which I'm still not too sure about why. Okay, so anyway, let's just do it like this then. Let's take a quick peek. So this looks okay for now. I'm not going to focus on getting absolutely everything perfect. So I'm going to duplicate this, Control D, and I'm going to put it on position -9. That should be over there. Cool. So I'm going to get these two, and I'm going to duplicate them, and I'm going to put them minus 1.5. Okay. So this is what I meant before about the Z facing. So I've got to go here now and rotate. Oh. Just sure I missed something now. I think I'm looking at local. Or should I be looking at local? Oh, there we go. That's what I want to see. So 180. Let's go to this one. Let's put that also on 180. Yeah, these guys are facing that. These guys are facing that. Okay, great. So I'm just going to copy this one. And I'm going to move it to Z, move it roughly over here. I'm going to rotate it 90. Okay, so snapping should be on 0.25-ish now. And I can make all this perfect later, basically. So let's just move this over here. Looks about right. You know, this could be one box. I'm going to do 2 right now because it's a really large piece of scenery. Okay, I'm going to get these 2. I'm going to duplicate them. I'm going to put them on -9.75, so they go over here. Okay, so let's pick this one. Okay, so 70. Oh, 270. You know, they should actually be, I'm looking at it now, they should be a little bit closer. But yeah, they're popping through now. Could be wrong about this, but that looks better, okay? Yeah, this is just to get the bits in place. Yeah, this is also pretty far away. All right, cool. So now if I go back into the level, there we go. LDC containers now have cover. So this is the problem. You know, I could write a script, for example, saying if this cover piece here is above the floor, then disable it, because this destination here, right now that you see this cover piece, that is unreachable. But what if I've got it on the first floor or something? What if I've got like a sea container next to it with a ramp up that they can walk there? So when I was testing all this, there was just so many edge cases that I just decided to just do this manually. It's way quicker. You know, one of the things I learned off my homie, Tropical Trevor, is, you know, if writing and automating something will save you time, do it. If it's just quicker to do it by hand, do that instead. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to look at this. I'm going to say, okay, so all of these here on this sea container, I'm just going to disable them like that. And I'm going to go here to this one. This is the exciting part of the stream. And we're going to just check them all. So anything that's unreachable, I've got to just double check where they are. Also unreachable. Okay, so it should be only those two that are unreachable right now. Cool, okay. That one's good. So I've just got to go through all of them, basically. It's not an exciting thing to do, but it's honest work. Right, those two should be good. I'm just literally going to go through them from the top here, so I don't miss any. Alright, also unreachable for now. Disable that. Go to this one. Okay. Unreachable. Unreachable. All the rest is good. Okay. So go here. Disable this one. That should all be good. Okay. Got a while to go. That one was done. I think this one was done as well. Yeah, that's why I've just got to go from top to bottom now. Yeah, okay. Disable. Disable. And this one's also kind of tricky. I'm going to disable that one as well, just to be sure. Okay. So the rest of these should be fine, basically. So we're going to go here. Alright, everything except two of them is visible. So I just want to find these two. That's the last two. They're the only ones visible. The rest will disable. Okay. I'm not deleting them because this stuff could just move around later. Alright, same then. So it should just be those last two. Okay. Disable that. Okay. Same here. Where's this one? Okay, start. Alright, so that one's unreachable. That one's unreachable. That one as well. That one as well. They're good. They're good. They're good. They're good. Okay. I'm just going from top to bottom now. There we go. Right, I'm just going to disable all of these for now. Okay. Got a while to go. Okay. Does it have anything disabled? No. Okay. And there's an overlap, but I don't know why. Let's get it now while we're here anyway. Okay. So let's just get this one up top. First. Nice and easy. Okay. Alright. Not visible. Also obstructed. And that one's cool. Cool. Just get this one. I think it's also obstructed. Yeah, pretty much. So disable that one. Whoops. Also obstructed. Okay. It's good to go. No, there's still one there that I can see. Some of these are just, whoa, slipping through. It's an error-prone process. But it's okay. Just to get the majority of this done. I kept missing one there. I think it's because the view. Okay. Let's try this. There we go. Just another one. Might not even just come around to these yet. Okay. Alright, so it looks like I was here. It's a good one. Top view works a lot better, actually. Also, clear. Clear. I wish I wouldn't zoom in when you did the focus. Maybe there's a way to. No. It would be nice if it didn't do that and you could somehow keep the distance. Okay. That one's done. So we just need to do all of these. Actually, this goes pretty good. Just get the right viewpoint up top. Okay. Yeah, this is going okay. Rest are all good. So you can see in the closed. Now I can see one there. Okay. Nothing on the sides there. Okay. So that was all the truck size. 1 minute. Okay, so it's a business. Just gonna save the scene quickly. Okay. So now let's look at the C container closed. It's this guy here. Pretty much gonna do the same thing. Rinse, repeat. It's gonna create an empty cover holder. Great. Cover new. I'm gonna get that hiding spot cell new. Okay. Move this over here. Move it off the floor a bit. Okay. Scale 0.1. This one should turn around and face the front. Alright, great. Just gonna do the same things before. Scale 1. Gonna move that over there. Okay. Right. Control D. These two. Now we're gonna put them at 1.5. Okay. You know, I could use one piece here right now because the code does find the closest edge of a cube when it's in a firefight. But for the path plotting, I'm actually going to leave him to. It's a little bit more work on my side, but that's actually okay. I think it'll add more variance to everything, basically. And if not, I can just easily change it later. No problem. Alright, nice and easy and quick. And I'm gonna have to check later on, like, if the cover is the right height. I'm pretty sure it is, though. Actually, let me just check this with the warehouse level, like what the... For a position of 0.35? Pretty close to the floor. Okay. Alright, so we can sweep that really nice and easy. No problem. Cover new C containers. Can you just do it here, basically? So we're just going to put them all at 0.35. That's just from playtesting. It seems to be this good number. C container closed. Okay. Yeah, I could do a script to make all this change, but I don't really care right now. Alright, save. Okay, there we go. The environment, C container holder, and now we're looking for this one. No, this one's good. This one is good. Okay, this one's gonna need quite a few to be disabled. Yeah, this is a tricky one. It's a nice edge case, but I'll fix all that later. Okay. Disable this one, and this one, this one. They're all okay. All right. Kind of hard to see, like, if a soldier can fit in between there. I'm gonna just do the benefit of the doubt and say no. Thankfully, now I've built it with the system where I know that the first 4 are these ones on the outer edges, and these are the ones on the short corners. So that's gonna go a lot faster now with doing stuff. Nice to have that system. for these two. And we're going to disable them. Instead of trying to fix that edge case, let's just move that down. Okay, so we're here. Alright. All of those are clear. Maybe these corners here should be removed, but I'm going to worry about that later. Also good. Good. It could be a little bit far off, but I'm not going to worry about that now. Check that out when the AI tries to do its pathfinding. Okay. These two. They're not possible to get to. If I'm correct, it's these two. Yeah. Okay. Okay, this one's a bit different because it's next to a wall. Okay. Let's go for it one by one. This one, okay. So only those outer two here are reachable. The rest are not. It's going to disable. Actually, that's a tricky one. It's really hard to test right now because I don't have a soldier. I'm just actually going to disable them. For now, it's okay. I can test isolated parts of the level later. Only two of them are good. The rest can go off. Okay. Almost there. It's actually not taking that long to do this right now. Just click these guys. Oh, okay. Oops. Not this one. Okay. Right, that looks alright so far. And before I say, oh yeah, I've got all this working, like, so I've not done any of this in this test level yet, so let's see if I can just get them to just plot a very simple path, I suppose. This should work. Never say never. But I need to put them closer just to test it out. Let's just put them here. And they want to go there. Never done this level, so let's see what's going to happen. It's quiet tonight. So all this talking is for anybody who's taking the time to watch us on YouTube. Alright. Let's give it a try. Squad manager, controlled by AI. Okay. Let's play. Is it gonna... Wait, there we go. They're now walking like a million miles away. And it looked like that. They've really picked these destinations which are very far off without picking the ones in between. I'm not sure why that is. Oh well, they've all picked similar directions. Okay. Let's just put it on one soldier for now. Make it a bit easier. Or two, just to debug. I mean, the test is, will they make it over there? It's a very linear path to get there. This actually makes a lot of sense because there's no little bits of cover to break it up, so the chance of them picking the same destinations was pretty big. Oh, there we go. Still, obviously. Let's just see if they're going to make it there, yeah? That's the main goal right now. It's meant to be a flexible modular system. They shouldn't head over here because there's no cover pieces there, so they should just get stuck around here where they're heading to now. Yeah, so they're just going to get stuck around here and just keep going. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. This is... So basically what's happening is they're here, and you don't see this. There's a for loop, and the sphere grows bigger. So the soldier was here, there's the center, and it says, okay, there's no cover here. Move the circle, grow bigger. Move the circle, grow bigger. And then that's the next piece of cover they found. So that runs, that's fine. The level is very bare bones right now, so I'm not surprised this is what's happening. You know, there is literally not that many ways to get there right now. So let's change that up a little bit. So we're going to go here. This could suck. This is the generic cover one, right? So we're going to go here. Same thing. Cover holder. And then we're going to go... Actually, I need to do this. I think I call this something like generic cover. Oh, there we go. Cube 2x2. Cover new. Let's get that hiding spot so new. Just put that in. Okay. Same as before. So 0.35 off the floor. 0.1. Rotate it by 90. So just move that a little bit. And now I'm going to be a little bit lazy. I'm just gonna make it nice and long, basically. Don't even know how long the boxes are. I think it was like maybe 1.5 or 2. Is it 1.5? Looks like it. Object size is 1.5. Why do I do 2x2 then? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to make it a tad smaller. Okay. Control B. Now we're going to rotate it. Okay. Now we're going to just duplicate this one. Get its X position. Paste it on its Z position. Say that 180. Okay. I'm going to duplicate that. We're going to put it on the positive on the Z axis, and we're going to put it back there. There we go. We're good to go. Okay. Now the work begins. It's not that bad actually. And the reason I made them a bit smaller is because I didn't want them to overlap. But they're overlapping because the actual geometry is overlapping. Which makes sense then. Okay. Alright, cool. Let's just get this done. All of these get disabled. Just too high. And this is where the script obviously really saves your life if you get it working. You know what? I'm just actually going to test if the script is that enabled or disabled. I've got it here, hiding spot check. Let's see if this kind of stuff disappears with these little boxes. Because if it does, that would be great. I want to be in scene view. Okay, it's not working. I think. No, I'm not sure why. And I don't want to make this a scripting debug thing now, I just want to get the work done. So manual labor time it is, and I'll fix this some other time. I mean, yeah, level building just takes time. That's just the way it is. It's just the way it goes. Nothing there is reachable. So that's disabled. I'm seeing that. Seeing that. For anybody wondering why I'm just not disabling this guy here, cover holder, script, logic, stuff for later. So don't want to break that now. Much more respecto for people that design and build levels, because my god, it's a lot of work. And of course, these levels are really big. That's going to be the thing. This is why it's going to take time. But that's okay. Anything worth doing isn't easy. Disable these. Good enough. Alright. So many cubes. Alright. Yeah, now I really feel like getting that script working again, but I know what it's like. I already did so much work on that. Something to do when the levels are kind of finished. who knows? Maybe after the stream tomorrow I'll get it working again, so I don't have to do it all again. We'll see. It's okay. I'm sat here thinking, oh, I hope people aren't bored watching this, but you know, there's nobody in the room, so what am I worried about? All good. So this one, and this one, we keep, okay, so these two go. Okay. Let's just do it like this for now. Actually, let's just not lose that order. Let's pull this guy over, it's not so far away then. Okay. Just a lot of cubes. Whoops. There we go. Get inside. I'll just do these top ones quick. I'm just gonna leave them open now. We've done them. Bit messy, but way easier to see. That's the problem with the script, you know, it's like that little one there, it wouldn't have caught it, probably. It's very finicky. I just ended up spending more time debugging and trying to fix these things it would miss. I just didn't come up with a perfect solution because it's just building levels. And, you know, it's always been in a constant state of change, so it's been very hard to make a script which nailed it. So yeah, like I said, just defaulting to doing it by hand. In the long run, it's more boring, but it definitely is less error prone. That is for sure. Just gonna do it like this for a while now. I'm just getting a bit bored. Okay, just going from top to bottom. Okay. Just gonna do it with what I can see. One. Okay. Oops. I should have waited to just manually deselect them all, but there isn't. Okay. Oh god, this is getting into a long trial of stamina. Maybe I've got to speed all this up because it's like, who would want to watch this? I think. Just don't have to speed it up. I'm gonna sound like a chipmunk. I don't know. I'm also just doing this to document the journey making this game. So all good. All right, so basically, my motivation to do the scripts now is absolutely massive. But I know I've done it before, but it was quite a while ago. Because this is super tedious. This is killing me right now. So I think I'm going to call it quits for tonight. It's been a lot of work. And this is the first time I've been working on this scale, you know, because everything I did before was like in that warehouse that you saw. So let's just do one more quick test here. I'm gonna get this. I don't know. Is there a good way to test this right now? Yeah, so the problem is those little boxes. It's going to try and plot a destination. So there's no way to test this right now. It's like, tries to plot destinations when these sub boxes hit, it's not going to work. So basically, it's been a really long time since I looked at this script. Let's take a look. I remember it was a pain in the butt to get working back then, and it was like a lot more code than this. Let's just take a look. It's been a long time. All right. Yeah, description only handled PC screen startup. Destroy collider on spawn. That's just so you can just say destroy it when it spawns, basically. Which is kind of like what I'm doing now manually, just because it's otherwise you just see so many of them and you don't need them there, basically. Collider obstacle falls, boom. Setup isn't finished. Disable after start. God, this is old code. Alright, destroy collider and spawn. We're only using one bool here actually. Over.transform, but compare tag this obstacle. And that's the collider, so hold the obstacle, hiding spot. Let's take a look at that. Like I said, it's been so long ago since I did this. If I really want to just test this now, you know, that should destroy. That one. Actually, let's just find one that's a bit clearer, I think. Is it? Let's just make one, right? Yeah, this is a perfect one. But this has... These both have colliders which are intersecting with each other. There, okay. Alright, let's try this out. I'm just curious what it's going to do. Let's look at its script to see if it says collided with obstacle or hiding spot. It did, it's not saying collided with an obstacle. And I'm wondering why. Okay, hold it. Got a box collider. Its size is 111. Its trigger. Okay. Alright, I wrote this code so long ago. On trigger enter. Okay, if over.transform.compare tag. So that's the collider. Hiding spot equals true. Okay, let's just see if this code runs. Yeah. Said I wouldn't do any coding right now on the stream, but I'll just give it a 5-minute bash basically. Let's see if we get like 9,000 debug. Console log things. Yeah, okay. So, you know, it's obviously doing something. That's for sure. Tag hiding spot. Do I have any typos? No, hiding spot is correct. Right, yeah. Alright, if setup isn't finished, disable after start. Okay, so we run disable after start. I have no idea what this is doing right now, but it's late and I'm tired. Let's take a look. Yeah, sure thing, buddy. Okay. Well, setup isn't finished. Disable after start. Do I set this somewhere else? No, it's just a... It destroys the game object, which is itself, right? This is the game object. You know what? Let's just make... I'm really tired, so I don't want to try to do this now, but let's just do it anyway. So let's create a scene. Cover. Collide a test. Okay. Now let's just see if I can just copy these two. Oh, these two is out. Okay, Control C. Alright, let's just do it like this then. Should make it more manageable. Alright, so this... okay, hold it. This doesn't have the tag obstacle. It should do though. Okay, let's open the prefab. Maybe that's the mistake right there. It'd be nice if it was that simple. Aha! Really? Tell me that just worked. Voila! 3 pieces of cover. 3 pieces of cover. There you go, folks. Sometimes it's that simple. Alright, let's go back here. Just test it there. I was looking at the layer, not the tag, obviously. Here's the layer. There's the tag that needed to be set. So let's just check this guy. Perfect. And let's check this guy. It was so long ago since I did this. Could have just checked this like at the start of the stream, but I was like, no. Okay. Alright, cool. That doesn't get rid of everything, but it definitely helps with a lot. So now what I need to do is just go into all the cover here. So this was called obstacle. This is good. Let's do the C container closed. Open. So literally the one piece of generate cover I was looking at didn't have that. So now, of course, I'm like, well, that bit me pretty good. So let's make sure that yeah, that's the problem. You do this stuff in bits, basically. So then you miss stuff. So I'm... Yeah, okay. Obstacle. That's the cover holder. Okay. Alright. Okay. I feel a bit like a doofus right now, but hey. So in theory, all I should need to do now is the top ones. Let's plod on for a while. If that works, that would be really nice. Ah, look, and here I push this box through the floor. Looks like a good idea to make half a box, but just do it like this for now. So yeah, if I'm looking at this right now, these guys, and I press play, quite a few of those colliders should disappear after a fraction of a second. Yeah, okay. It is literally this problem of like these floating boxes, basically. It's... So I just disabled a whole lot of stuff. I didn't need to disable. Brilliant. Trust me, I've done this before. I'll be like, oh yeah, I don't need to do that anymore. And then some case that comes along. Like that building, the warehouse that you see, that was a real proving ground to get stuff to work, basically. Anyway, these are the things you learn from, and that make you never forget to just check a tag first. So I've really got to make a technical document for myself, but it's just the first few months I've been working on this. It's just been constantly changing all of the time. Things that I thought would be cool were not cool. Things that I didn't think would be cool were cool. The amount of times I've rewritten things and refactored them is beyond count, and I'd say making a technical document would have really stopped me just prototyping and making things. But I think now, after doing this stream tonight, I'm really starting to see... I'm getting to a point where the meat of the code and the game programming and the structure is there, and that warrants making a technical document for. Yeah. But I've just got to do more refactoring and cleaning up. That's actually what I was doing today. A lot of refactoring, a lot of cleaning up. And nothing major, just this stuff that creeps into a code base after working on it for quite a while. Like all these guys are just nothing is reachable. Did I get all those top cubes? Almost. That one. Okay. So the script should get all these pretty much. So I would just like to test this in action before I go off tonight. Yeah, it's a really old script. I mean, the logic's there. It really took me a while to figure out though, because it's like, there was this thing back then with like when objects were instantiated, I think it was like the execution order of like on trigger enter and on collision enter just wasn't guaranteed or something. I don't remember, it was months ago that I worked on it, but it was one of those things where you think, oh, this is really simple, and then it wasn't. And it took a huge amount of time to get it working, basically. But yeah, back then I had no clear structure of how to build the cover system. I hadn't even worked. The AI back then was a completely different one than what I've got now. Right, I think I got all the high boxes now. Hope I did. Looks like it. There will always be something you've missed, but for a first sweep, this is looking okay. Alright, so should we give this a test? I want to get this. I'm going to move over there. Going to get the squad manager. Jesus. Going to get the squad manager. Okay. Can I find it? I want to see if it's going to grab some of these loaded boxes now and get stuck on some invisible destination that I can't find. Right, save. Let's put it on squad size 3, just to make it nice and confusing. Let's see what they're going to do. Play maximized. Right, let's go. I mean, they just hopefully shouldn't all go exactly the same route if there's enough of these little bits of cover in between. They'll go in a similar direction, obviously. And there's nothing wrong with them kind of moving like a squad. And yeah, I think I need to make that physics sphere a bit bigger. And they're all gonna cross over there, and then they're all gonna go right, basically. Yeah, okay, that's bad. This guy wanted to walk all the way around here, and him over there. That is not ideal. But that's okay. I'm not tested it on a level this big. But one of them. So I didn't create a case yet if there's no cover visible. So that's the problem that you see right now. So those guys there, it should have just basically been if there's no cover on the second iteration of looking, pick a point between me and the final destination, hit the nav mesh and check for a walkable point and then plot that as a path. And I know I've got to do this, but there was no point in doing this in the warehouse level basically. Yeah, so this guy here, he's doing it the way that we want, right? You know, he's crossing over. Did he pick a destination he can't reach? See, this is why I've got that high part on there right now. Look, so this is what I mean with that script. So don't ask me why the wall has disappeared now. But that wall probably doesn't have a collider on it of the correct size, and it probably doesn't have the tag obstacle. If he's just going to walk through there, I'm going to say, what? I have no idea why it's just walking through the wall right now. So like, he just can't make it. He's got to get like within 0.35, which might sound like a really tiny number. You might think, oh, you want to make that bigger, but then the problem is, then they don't stand on corners and stuff, which is basically what I want. Let's follow these guys. So these walls don't have any cover. There we go. I mean, outside of some bugs, it's okay. Not bad progress for the night. I'm just really curious right now about why this just... Floor. Okay, walls. Tag wall, tag wall. Does it have a collider? No, of course not. So, because it doesn't have a collider, let me guess. Yeah, look, so the bait's nav mesh, there's something going on here. So this is wall left. Okay, so this should just have colliders all over it, basically. So what I'm gonna do, just to be sure, is like, it's so weird for me. If you remove and add a box collider, it's the only way to be sure that the box collider is the right size. It's really strange because, let me check the... Yeah, I bet the collider here is like super tiny or something. Like, where is the thing? It's got to be 0.5 by 5 by 20. Oh no, that actually could be right. I could just be not saying things correctly here. Let me look at this one. Yeah, so that one I figured out. That doesn't have a box collider. I'm almost done with this stream. I'm tired. I'm gonna have to rebake that nav mesh though. Yeah, okay, so look, this is what happens. It's a complicated setup. Right, that looks good. So let's go back to environment. Take a look at it here. Makes total sense you just walked through because this wall, the wall right and the wall left didn't have a collider. So if I clear this and bake it now, we should get a nice line around there. Perfect. So that was the problem. And because this had the tag wall, which meant that you need to add another checker. And And actually, we should check if it also hits the floor, basically. No brainer there. Right, it's horrible formatting. Okay. Forgive me, I've normally do the coding earlier on. And then this one should be floor. Because if a piece of cover is intersecting the floor, I'm also going to define it as unreachable. Okay. So I just want to check here if this one, let's just test it actually. I disabled these. Right, so that's there. That should disappear on startup now. It was there before. Whoops. I do not know why. These walls are disappearing. Like, this is so unusual. Alright, it's like, what is going on here? There's a box collider. I think it was the mesh renderer. Divot instance material. Is visible to soldier. I can't select it. Revealed also isn't working. Really? Yeah, okay. This is a whole system. So in the warehouse, you saw all those things that get faded in once, and then when the soldier's not looking at them, that they get faded out. If I'm sure, I've got to assign materials and tell the game like what is visible and not visible on startup, and I think that's just basically why I'm not seeing this wall right now. But the thing that's really confusing to me is why am I seeing the roof? That's because fade objects is disabled. So that could be it. Let's just try that. Actually, let's open the prefab and do that. And just disable all that fade logic. I think that's what it was. If this is it, then I'm happy, and I found most of the problems with tonight's stream that I encountered. Yes, that's it. Okay, that's great. So, these two guys now just went full dopey and aren't walking anymore. And of course, this is what I mean now. They have tried to plot a course to an unreachable destination. Let's take a little look at what's going on here. Like, what is going on? So this doesn't have anything. And this is where I'm really confused now, because it's like, there's two pieces of cover, and for some weird reason, this is a race condition or something. You know, and this is a problem. This is like literally a pain to solve. You know, if I'm just gonna get rid of these guys for a minute, go to this one. And this is that stuff where I go, I'm not sure exactly why it's not catching it. But you know, let's not complain about it. The goal was to get as much cover as possible done tonight, and that is definitely what I'm doing. It's all been one big learning journey for me, so it's all good. Trying to ride so far. Yeah, if I look here, I can just see these bits of cover, and I just cannot be bothered trying to fix this with a script right now, because that is just something for later. Whack-a-mole, get it all done now. So this too complicated to explain on the stream. Let's not bother right now. An old system, and it's just better to try and fix it in a small, dedicated scene. But I just want to get this working right now. I'm just thinking. There's just no easy way for me to just grab all these guys and just move them, which is a pain. And I think I disabled. Look, I'm making mistakes now. I think I disabled the box down there that shouldn't be disabled. This is a pain. Yeah, that guy. And the thing is, you know, I could just move all of these containers to just overline each other exactly, and then it just looks like Minecraft, so don't want to do that right now. It's okay. You know, very educational experience for me tonight. It's quite a complicated thing to get up and running, that's for sure. That's okay. And like here right now, these are unreachable. Just turn them off by hand. You call this perfect later. Maybe on the next stream I'll try and just actually really write a script and just test and test and test this, because it should just be that if they're colliding with each other, that they also just disappear. I just remember this was really a pain to do. It was really hard to get working. Yeah, that just missed spots there. Let's try it again. And if this is like they're stuck there, that's cool. I'm gonna fix it some other way. It's whack-a-mole basically. Looking better. Looking a lot better. Yeah, and I'm not sure how you'd avoid this happening where they're just kind of clumping up. I mean, I think one of the only things I can do is to make the physics sphere bigger. That would definitely break it up, but then it's not as tight with the path. Let's see what they're going to do here. Probably head that way. Alright, so yeah, here's that weird edge case again that we'd want to avoid. But so far, it's now looking better. So yeah, I've got to add this thing, like, if there's no cover within a certain amount of iterations, pick a random point on the nav mesh, sample it. It's not there yet. Come on. Oh, he's got to go around the corner. It's the destination of the other guy. Okay. Yeah, no. There we go. So like you can see, it's really big right now. So I skipped a bit too far, but it's moved, grown, and it should grow smaller again. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna move. Okay. Didn't really find a good way to debug that yet, but that's okay. Let's see. Again, he has plotted a path to an impossible destination, and this is a pain. So let's see if that is actually Okay, yeah, look, right there. It's very strange, because I can see that that is definitely inside of here. This is wall front. There's a collider. That is very unusual. And that's some of the problems with the scripts and stuff. So for now, I'm just gonna manually disable it. And like I said, that's why I've got these visual debuggers that are really high. All right, not bad progress for tonight. Actually, if I look at like the amount of work, the amount of size that's covered, it's really not too bad. And this is going to be a much better test ground for me to work on the AI. So for anybody that managed to get this far into the YouTube video, I would not be at all surprised if you just skipped ahead a lot of the time. So yeah, to nobody in particular, because nobody joined the stream tonight, which is fine. It's been nice to just talk out loud while I'm coding and programming. If you're enjoying these videos, come join me over on Twitch once in a while. I'm on Twitter. That's where I announce the streams that I'll be doing. I'd like to get into a more regular habit and time right now, but it's difficult to plan that exactly with life. So I'm just trying to put like 2-3 streams in a week. A little bit nervous about coding during a live stream, not because I'm nervous so much about coding, but because game development, sometimes you hit something and it's like 3-4 hours later and then you get it done. And that doesn't fit so well in the scope of a stream, you know, like, hey, there's that guy again and he was stuck again and all we saw was compiler errors. It can happen. That's part of the process, I suppose. All right, so I'm gonna run. Gonna wish all of you a good night wherever you are in the world, all you lovely people, and see you next time. Ciao.